Beyond Typical's users now have access to some new downloadable content within the program. We've released 5 new asset expansion packs that should make building bridge and overpass sections easier, plus we've included some new retaining wall and prefab street barrier assets as well. These expansion packs are available to all BT users that are using Beyond Typical's version 3 or newer. To get them, open the Assets menu on the right and click the Expansion Packs tab at the top. Under Available Expansion Packs, you should see at least 6 packs available for installation on your computer. This list includes the large MetaHuman pack, which was previously covered in our What's New in V3 video, plus the 5 new packs that I'll talk about in this video. To download each of these packs, just click the Install button next to each thumbnail. This will download files to a DLC pack subfolder where your Beyond Typicals program is located on your computer. After these are installed, new headings will appear at the top of the Expansion Packs tab, where you'll see thumbnails for all the new placeable assets available for bringing into your Beyond Typicals sections. To place these one by one, simply click and drag them into the model like you would any of our library assets. Also, similar to our other assets, you can make these available as repeating primary or secondary assets by clicking on the asset thumbnail, enabling any section types you want to see the asset on, then go click on that section in the model and it will be available in the primary or secondary asset drop-down list. Some of these new assets include a lot of our bridge components that were previously only available as sections and section substructures. This means that to place the bridge girders or piers, you needed to place a bridge lane first, then add a substructure underneath it. This is pretty cumbersome and can be pretty limiting for certain types of projects. I've especially heard a desire for folks to create perpendicular bridges over the roadway, and these new assets should make this easier and more customizable. Let's say I wanted a perpendicular bridge over this freeway section. There's an unintuitive workaround of building a separate phase with a complex bridge model with either invisible bridge lanes or repurposed bridge lanes and substructure elements that all had to be turned 90 degrees. Then I would use layout mode to stack this bridge phase over the road phase, but that method has lots of limitations that I won't get into here. Now with the bridge lanes and bridge substructure expansion packs, you can assemble your own bridge in that freeway model piece by piece. And while it may be a little time consuming, you'll have full positional control over those individual elements of the bridge. And by paying attention to the X, Y, and Z coordinates of each of those, and using the asset duplication buttons, and using the 2D camera view for precise placement, you can get this bridge to look just how you need it, all in one phase, no layout mode necessary. We also have a large bridges pack that has some more complex bridge types, like an arch bridge or a suspension bridge, and these are also partially broken into some building block pieces for a little extra customization if necessary. These large bridges generally work best if placed onto some bridge lanes where the section length is about 400 to 500 feet. And remember, you can always scale these assets in any direction to fine-tune their size to better fit your model. Then we have a few more retaining wall options, including a sheet pile wall, a couple of different styles of MSE wall faces, and a couple of stone wall options. These wall segments are likely best used as a primary or secondary asset along a section. I'll use this MSE cruciform wall asset as an example. I'll first click on the thumbnail and just click Enable All as a shortcut to make this available for any section type. Then I'll click on the shoulder section and find it in the primary asset dropdown list. Then I can change the rotation, spacing, and horizontal and vertical offsets to get it to fit. The other wall types in this pack can be brought in the same way. Lastly, there is a pack with some zebra-style street barriers. Similar to the wall assets I just mentioned, these might be best brought in as a primary or secondary section asset, so they'll repeat at intervals along the length of a section. I'll do that first here with the Zebra 9 and bring it onto this striped buffer section. So first I'll click on the thumbnail, and this time I'll actually go find the striped buffer section in the list and toggle it on. Then I'll select the striped buffer in the model, and then find that asset in the secondary asset list. Now I'll space these out about 30 feet apart and rotate them at an angle within the buffer. The origin point on these is about midway up the asset, so I'll also want to move these up a bit with a vertical offset adjustment. The Zebra 40 asset is a planter, so this might be useful in tandem along a section with some of the vegetation assets that can be moved up and into the planter as well. Just a few final notes on these expansion packs. One, you can remove these expansion packs individually by clicking the Uninstall button in the expansion pack list, or clear them all out by deleting the DLC packs subfolder in the Beyond Typicals program directory on your computer. If you had any of these assets placed in your model, they'll be replaced by a red exclamation point, indicating that the asset placed there is no longer available. Also, if you have a btip file that uses these expansion assets and share it with another user that doesn't have the expansion pack installed, they will see the red exclamation points when opening the file. But if they install that expansion pack, the asset should pop into view. These packs may be updated in the future. If so, you will see an update button above the install/uninstall button next to the thumbnail. Clicking update will bring the pack up to the latest version. And finally, the surface textures and colors of these assets aren't customizable like our dynamic assets or imported assets are. If you want to use one of these assets and be able to recolor it, you can download the 3D asset from our website. The link is provided in the video description. At this page, you can download a zip folder of the expansion pack, which will include a mix of OBJ, FBX, or BTA files, which can separately be imported into your btip file. By bringing them in as an imported asset, you'll be able to customize the surface texture within your project. After downloading the zip file of the asset pack you want to customize, extract it to your computer, then head to the Imported Assets tab in Beyond Typicals, click Import New, and go find the FBX, OBJ, or BTA file in that extracted folder. Then finish the import and click the pencil icon on the imported asset to adjust the surface textures of that object. If you have any questions or need additional assistance with the asset expansion packs, please let us know at our contact page at beyondcad.com.